So, Derek, just give us your thoughts on the fight and how it feels coming out of it.
It's funny, man. I'm a knockout guy. In my previous wins, I think all of my last, 7 wins, I got knockouts in the first round. To come out here and to get a decision after a rough year, it feels good. Now I got that built in my mind. I can go the distance. With a guy who's known for cardio, who moves around a lot. Pretty much had to chase a little bit, so I can take my time, be patient. I know I can knock guys out still.
What was it like fighting him? Because obviously we're not in there, but it looks like he's pretty unorthodox, maybe a little bit hard to read. What's it like when he's doing that spinning stuff, jabbing from out of distance? What's it like?
Yeah, it's different, especially when a guy's moving back. You have to stay engaged and kind of like you got to kind of move forward a little bit. So he's kind of wanting you to move forward, so that's when he can explode in. So definitely was a difficult guy to fight, and he was a little bit harder to hit than I thought, I was faster, so it was like I had to make reads out there. I say, okay, I'll chase him a little bit, and then I'll let him come forward, and then I'll just counter punch him.
You've been known as a guy who doesn't mind starting to just swing and get into it in there. Does it take a moment of frustration, like composure, when he is sort of jogging away? Do you have to stop yourself from flying after him?
Nah, it doesn't. I see going forward, most guys are going to kind of stay in there. So if I can take my time and be patient, I can hit guys with hard shots and get them out of there. I threw a couple. He was backing up a lot, and I was trying to catch him with a flying knee a couple of times because I saw him backing up. I was trying to run him into it. Also, I saw a rear kick. He kept moving to his left. I was like, okay, I'm going to throw a rear kick there. Caught him on the shoulder one time. So it's just a matter of just timing and finding the guy's rhythm.
And as you said, this is the last one for me. As you said, you finally got this one after a bit of a tough start. How good does this feel right now?
I feel good. I made a lot of sacrifices. Sometimes, you don't really start doubting yourself, but you start to be like, okay, what's going on here? I'm not getting it done in the key moments, so I got to kind of take a step back, and I got to make sure I focus in and pick up some momentum.
Elias talked a lot about before the fight. He said if you've seen one Derek Brunson fight, you've seen them all. You'll be desperate because the 2 fights get. Do you feel like he maybe underestimated you?
I don't know. I think he knew what he was in for. He was gonna. The thing about him, he's gonna play his game regardless. He's gonna back up. He's gonna move back. He's gonna make it frustrating for you. And he knew he was in Canada. So I thought it was 30-27. He was able to get a 29-28, and it was because he's gonna keep sticking to his game and hopefully I chase him and really try to flurry him and get tired.
Is it fair to say though that he was wrong about if you've seen one Derek Brunson fight, you've seen them all?
Oh yeah, for sure. You got to keep evolving. It's funny. I heard him saying all week is checkers versus chess. I'm a smart guy. I like thinking of myself as a smart guy, but sometimes I go out there and do a lot of dumb stuff. So to actually come back into the smart realm, I feel really good about that.
It must be nice to say you're back in the winning column.
Absolutely. It was a rough year. Nobody's really fighting the guys that I'm fighting and fought the resume. Sometimes, if somebody called me out or say something, I'm going to fight anybody. I'm going to make the fight for the fans. But, just to get in there, get the momentum going back forward, feels good.
There was a lot of talk heading in about this was the fight that was going to break him into the top 10. Where do you think this leaves you, and what are you looking for next?
Oh, yeah. He definitely need that, That's what he needed. I think he's like 28, 29, 30, something like that. I'm 35, so you gotta beat a named guy. You gotta beat a guy who's beating guys. I had some great fights. I fought Leota, Anderson, everybody. So in order to get there, you have to beat somebody. So I was his opportunity to beat to beat a named person. So whoever else, man, we're gonna take some time, enjoy this win, look at the things that we did wrong. Make some improvements, keep working, and we're going to try to get a big fight going forward.
Hey, Derek, obviously big win for you, and coming off of these last few fights, was this nice reassurance? Because you've lost to the best of the best, and I don't think that says necessarily a whole lot of bad things about you. Did you need this to sort of prove to yourself that, hey, I can still be in there with the best fighters on the planet?
Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely needed that. For a guy who's 17-2, 9-2 in the UFC, it's not an easy win. To fight in the UFC, everybody is like trying to knock your head off 24/7. It's just so much. When it comes to promotion and in the limelight, everybody wants that. So you're getting everybody 100% fight out there. So it kind of reflected back to my training camp. I've been doing the last 2 years back at home in Wilmington, North Carolina, in a comfortable situation. My family there, my friends there, but we're still growing mixed martial arts in the area. I have a gym there, but we're not quite where it needs to be. So I wasn't getting the bodies to push me, to get me ready for the big fight. So I went to Florida to Hard Knocks 365 and spent 6 weeks out there. And the first round, when I took him down, I think I mounted him. I had him in a rear naked choke, and he managed to get his back to the mat and get back to his feet. And I'm like, I spent a lot of energy here. It felt like all of my rounds at Hard Knocks. You know, it's a lot of premier guys, and they're like, oh, Derek Brunson, top 10 in the UFC for the last 3 years. Everybody give me their toughest round in training, you know. So I kind of had that feeling, and I was prepared for the fight.
Is that the plan moving forward, to train out of Hard Knocks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, great coaching. You know, I have a great coaching staff at home to like carry me. You know, sharpen up on things. Austin Trotman was on the USA team, a Division I All-American. My coach Andre Hurd. Back at home just to keep me sharp, you know. But whenever it's time to get in fight shape and get like, you know, guys coming at me full speed, you know, top UFC guys, top other promotion guys, yeah, that's what I need to get ready for the big fight.
You mentioned that you want a big fight next. Any ideas as to who, when?
You know what? We're just gonna sit back. We're gonna sit back and let it develop. A lot of these guys in the division, I see somebody get injured and then they never rebook the fight. So if somebody get injured, I'm gonna let them rebook the fight. You know, I'm gonna let these guys fight each other a little bit, and then I'm gonna, you know, look for a fight. You know, I'm in no rush. I gotta keep getting better. I'm getting older and I'm getting better. I'm getting younger. So kind of oxymoron, but yeah.
Is there a particular fight card that you have in mind?
I don't know. I saw Abu Dhabi. That'd be nice. I haven't been there. I fought all across the U.S. You know, with Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. So yeah, maybe venture out of the country. They have a card in South Carolina that's coming up in 6 weeks, and I'm from North Carolina. So I don't know. Maybe I go hang out. Maybe I'll try to get on that card. Who knows? But I'll get home, chill out, enjoy the family.
Derek, sorry, I can say congratulations on the win. One of the things that was pretty clear watching the fight is that you were very calm, very composed. We had talked earlier at the media day, and you said that you learned a lot from the Adesanya fight, whereas your opponent seemed to be very flustered under the spotlight. Do you think that all caught up to him? And as the saying goes, his mouth was writing checks that his body couldn't cash, because you just seemed very composed, and again, you didn't get drawn in. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, I knew exactly what he was going to do. And funny, I mean, he's one of those guys that's going to stick to his fighting style. He liked to move back, then engage. Move back, then engage. So I couldn't play his game, you know. I kind of had to keep the center, and I had to counterpunch him, you know, because if he's moving back and he's the first one to throw, he looks aggressive, you know. So if I'm not counterpunching him, then, you know, he's going to keep leading the dance. So it's just a matter of making reads and kind of implementing on that.
You mentioned that two options are Greenville and Abu Dhabi. So is it basically either, you know, essentially your backyard or across the world?
Either or, you know. Everybody know me. I'm down to fight whenever, you know. But like I said, at this point, you know, I'm just gonna get back, enjoy the family, watch some fights, see who's coming up next. You know, I seen guys put on some good fights, and just get back to it. When
you slammed Elias there was a brief moment of pause. Were you thinking in your head, like, I don't want to knock myself out like you've seen a lot of guys do?
Yeah, it's funny. That was my exact thought. I picked him up, I locked my hands, and I was like, oh, that kid, I think he's Derek Brooks or something like that. Yeah. He went, he swung, he dunked him and knocked himself out. I was like, if I knock myself out, it's going to be real bad. So I swung his legs and I swam back over and got north-south position. But, yeah, I wanted to make sure I didn't knock myself out. That wouldn't look good. I would have made Sports Center top not 10 or whatever. So, yeah, I would have been bad.